Hi guys, welcome, come on in. Overpriced idiots is the topic for today. Welcome replay viewers. Hi Naima. Hi 2129, I missed the part. Tadalia, am I pronouncing that right? Please tell me I am. Every time you come on I say the same thing, don't I? I'm glad you're here though. Very glad you're here. Hi Virginia. So I'm late on this, you guys. I've been painting my door and I'll go show you in a second. 5050 Walker, hi, welcome. I'll show you in a second, but I've been painting my door and doing lots of crazy things. Okay. No, guys. Okay. Tandalia, type it for me again. You told me this, right, weeks ago, and I forgot already. And I ask all the time because I hate when people mispronounce my name, and I'm literally going to write it down if I have a pen. Okay, you guys, so this is geared to Tandalia. I'm typing it in. Thank you. I'm so glad you love the scope. Tandalia. Ha! I'm saving it, literally, on my computer screen. Okay, guys. I like how you say Tandalia. Hi, welcome from Los Angeles. I am in Hampton, Virginia right now. and I'm late. I've been painting, but I almost forgot that I was supposed to do the scope today. And this is one of my favorite topics, and it happens all the time. It literally happened to me a couple weeks ago when I listed a property. And okay, before I get into all that, I'm Rashida Clark. I'm a realtor and I work with buyers and sellers. And of course, you guys, if you like the information, if you like the information that I share, please go ahead and tap the little man, share the scope with your followers, and then you can double tap the screen to show love and give hearts. So I work with buyers and sellers. And when you work with a buyer or seller, you work for them. They are your client, and you give advice, right? You give recommendations. Your client doesn't have to take your advice, but you still have to do what they want. But you know, I get better and better at weeding people out who aren't gonna trust me and take my recommendations. I don't want to say do what I say, but who aren't going to take my suggestions and recommendations, which is ultimately going to lead to success for them finding a home or selling their home. So I call this Overpriced Idiots because you're an idiot. I mean, it just, the numbers and the data and the statistics don't lie. When you overprice, your home doesn't sell. And people, this is what I always get. So people say, well, we need the wiggle room. Okay. That's not the first thing I get. Second thing I get, well, if we price it high, then people will come in right where we want them to be, you know, like right where we really need them to be. And I could see how that may make a little sense. Like I could kind of see how that makes sense. But statistically, you guys, that does not work. And the reason I said I called it Overpriced Idiots is because everybody knows that you're overpriced. Like, everybody knows it. And most of the time when people overprice, they don't overprice by a little bit, like a couple thousand. They overprice by like 10,000, 20,000. I had a listing in the past. They overpriced by almost a full $20,000. It's clear that they overpriced. Anybody that's really looking at homes and watching the market, especially in a particular neighborhood, your home, if it's overpriced, it sticks out like a sore thumb. It sticks out. People know. So, like, I don't understand why people just like, oh, I need to get $250,000 for it, even though I know it's only worth $225, but I'm gonna try it. Okay, so I wrote down a couple notes. So first of all, like I said, when you're overpriced, it's not a secret. Everybody knows it. Everybody knows it. It's like the elephant in the room. So that right there is a strike against you because your ideal buyer is probably not going to see your house because you're in the wrong price range. It's not positioned correctly. You're in the wrong price range. Secondly, I'm just looking at my notes here. Being overpriced doesn't help you sell. Ever. Actually, it does the opposite. It does the opposite. It makes people, it deters people. So most of the time, overpriced listings don't even get showings. So how are you going to sell it if nobody wants to come see it? Because they know it's overpriced. So they're like, it makes them think that you're going to be unrealistic and not willing to negotiate at all about anything in that sale because you're already overpriced. It gives them an impression of you that's a negative one because you're overpriced. So it actually does the opposite. It keeps you from selling. And then the irony of it is most overpriced listings end up selling for a lot less than what they should have because they started too high. Their home sat on the market. So they had to drop it really low because now the listing just got stale. You know, listings get stale after 30, 60 days. People watch the market. They know your house has been sitting on the market for 30 or 60 days. And so they already know, like, oh, that house sitting on the market. Something's wrong with it, or they overpriced. They want too much. Not hubby. Sorry, my hubby hopped in. So it's creep life. Look. So it's not, you know, again, it doesn't do anything for you to be overpriced. So that was my third point. Let me see. The fourth thing is when you're overpriced, you miss your buyer. So the first 30 days, really like the first 2 weeks of the listing is like the honeymoon period. That's what we call it. It's the honeymoon stage. It's the opportunity where you're going to get the best offer. And by best offer, I mean the highest price, the best closing date, and a buyer that doesn't have any contingencies. In other words, he doesn't, you know, other than home inspection, they don't have to sell another house to buy your house or, you know, whatever it is. It's going to get you the best offer. So once you miss that 2 week or 4 week period, a full price offer is not as likely. It's not that it can't happen, but your opportunities drop significantly. So if you're overpriced for the first 2-3 weeks, you've gone through the honeymoon period and you've missed your best buyer. 9 times out of 10, they're already gone. And the other reason I say overpriced idiots is because you miss out on money. People think that when they overprice, they're actually, hi, how are you? Tisha, how you doing? My Perry girl just hopped in, one of my Perry girls. Tisha, Julie, Stephanie, and Naima is here. Best buyer, thank you for asking that question. What I mean by that is a seller, most likely the honeymoon period is the first 2 to 4 weeks, between 2 weeks and 30 days. So you get your best contract, so best buyer, but best contract during that time. And that's the time that you're most likely to, that you're most likely to sell your home at full price. So after a home has been sitting and it's gotten stale, so to speak, I mean, a listing gets stale, for me, a listing gets stale after 30 days. That's when you're going to start to see the lower offers and you're going to get buyers that aren't as ideal. Buyers who they're looking a little above their price range. So for them to buy your house, it may be a real stretch for them, which, you know, that's not good. I'm glad I make you feel like you are a superstar. So I'm in Heart Tribe, you guys. And Heart Tribe is a community of women. So Tisha described it way better than I do, but it's a community of women that support each other in Periscope. So let me just say that. So Tisha is in Heart Tribe 7 with me this week. Heart Tribe 7? Are we in Heart Tribe 7? Okay, I think so. I always get confused and then my life is chaos. Sorry guys, so side note. So that's what I mean by best buyer. Good. And I did a couple, but I couldn't do a lot. I really couldn't. So that's what I mean by best buyer, you guys, is that buyers usually come to you, they're pre-approved, they are going to make an offer to you. Most buyers know, I mean, you guys know when you're looking at Heart Tribe 7, awesome. When you're looking at homes, you know that this home just came on the market. This home is old. You know, so in your mind, you're thinking, okay, if this home is older, I can offer less, or I should offer less, right? Because obviously there's something wrong with it. That's what most buyers think. So when the best buyer in this case, Naima, the best buyer and the best contract, I'm kind of using to be one and the same. Yeah, they're kind of one and the same. So in order to get your best contract, you want to be getting that contract in that honeymoon phase, which is at least the first 30 days. At the very least, the first 30 days. So my last point was that you're missing out on money. People think that they actually overprice it and it's going to get them to the point that they want to be. But really what happens is the longer your home sits, the more buyers discount it in their mind. And the more you're going to have to discount it to get people in the door. Most of your showings are also going to be when the home is fresh on the market. People aren't going to be doing a lot of showings after your home's been sitting on the market 5-6 months. That's just a natural thing. Everybody wants to see what's hot on the market right then. And if your home is hot on the market and it's overpriced, you've missed that whole opportunity. So not only are you not selling, you're still paying more money because you're stuck with that house. You can't sell it. You still got to pay the mortgage on it for most people, unless you bought it cash. You still got to pay the mortgage on it. You can't move on with your life. And 9 times out of 10, you're going to end up getting less than what you really wanted to get in the beginning because you thought, let me overprice it, give me some wiggle room, and then they'll come down to just where I want them to be. And in actuality, overpricing it meant that it sat longer and you came in way under where you wanted it to be. So the strategy just doesn't work. I mean, I could pull statistics all day long, it doesn't work, but people still come to me and they still say, well, I need to get $250,000. I know the appraisal came in at $227, but I need $250,000. I mean, I gotta have it. I need $250,000. Okay, and I understand that. But what people fail to realize is I can't make it the market something that, okay, thanks for hopping on live though. I appreciate it. I tell people all the time, and I have some sellers that are in a really hard situation. They're in like a borderline short sale situation, and I've had other sellers like that. And it is a really difficult situation. I understand it, but I can't change the market. It's a hard thing, but I can't change the market. I mean, the market is what it is. When we look at what we call comps, comparable property, air quote, comparable properties, all I'm doing is pulling stats. And that's how we price. You pull stats. What sold in your neighborhood that was similar to your home? What price did it sell at? Then we can do some things, adding and subtracting for some upgrades and different things that you've made. But basically, it's numbers. And I can't just make up a number because you need a particular price. So you got to price at what the market says you can price at, else it's not going to sell. So overpriced idiots, you guys, that's what it is. I called it that because that's what they are. They're idiots. And most of the time they know, but they're like, oh, I'm gonna try it. Okay. Let the home sit here. And I've had some good listings that were overpriced. And they sat. And they should have never sat that long. I mean, if they were priced and positioned correctly, they would have sold within the 2 weeks that they went on the market. And the other reason why you want to sell during that honeymoon period is because you're more likely to get multiple offers, which puts the owner in a better position. I mean, if you get 2 or 3 offers in, you got some. I mean, the odds are in your favor, okay? But if you wait, and you get into the position where you were overpriced, you got to keep dropping the price. And, you've lost all of the ground that you were standing on because now buyers know that. They know that they watch. Trust me. Buyers, I list houses and people, and the couple that I've listed that have been overpriced, people follow them and they just wait for a price reduction. And then they wait for a price reduction. And then most likely they're still going to offer you even less than what you're priced at. The better strategy, which is what I've shared before, is to slightly underprice it, just a little, because then you can potentially get multiple offers early in the listing, multiple offers. And you guys, we're back in the economy and in the market where there are multiple offers and people are paying above list price again. So for sellers, that's a good thing. For buyers, not so much. So I hope that was helpful, you guys. And I hope it wasn't too long, but I'm sorry that I waited until 5 o'clock to to do this, and I'm going to. I have not been blogging. I've been moving, but I have a lot of blogging to catch up on. So a lot of these topics that I've been doing on Periscope, I'm going to get up on my blog. And when I do that, they're going on to my Instagram page, and I'm going to show you what that is so that you can catch it. It'll be a note that goes up on my Instagram page to tell you that those are up. But I am behind on the website. Apologies. The Instagram page, though, has still been pretty up to date. Okay, so always, if you have questions, feel free to tweet me. My Twitter handle is the same as my Periscope handle, and I did just put my email address up. I'm always happy to answer questions. Even if you don't live in this immediate area, I still can answer questions and refer people and help you out in any way that I can. Now my husband's banging on something. Help, Lord. All right, so I'm gonna go, you guys. Thank you. Have a wonderful weekend. I think most people have a 3-day weekend. Have a wonderful weekend, and I hope to talk to some of you outside of Periscope. Okay?